I'm giving away a free action camera to a lucky subscriber. Check the description for details.
Hey, I got a question for you. If an orange is an orange, why isn't a lime called a green and a lemon called a yellow? Think about it. Anyway, so I am responding to people that have been commenting on my videos, and this is part 2 talking about automatic versus manual. But first, I'd like to thank those of you that follow me on Instagram. Thank you very much for following me and liking my photos. Really appreciate it. Instagram.com, Carlyle's Pics. But this video is, again, responding to your comments about this video, one of my most popular videos. 100,000 views, 553 thumbs up, 276 automatic fans thumbing it down. So I'm going to respond to comments on this video. So let's see what we got going. It's already set to top comments. That's awesome. Let's zoom in for those of you that are blind, like I am soon to be. All right. Patrick H., completely agree with everything you said. Nice. Thank you, man. Auto manufacturers, really? So this is Everett Singleton. Are you single, Mr. Singleton? Anyway, auto manufacturers really need to read these comments. Manuals will never die. Then Hurricane, as long as they don't die before 2 years. Manuals will never die. Does he mean the car breaking down? I'm not sure what that means. I think that's what he's saying. But anyway, yes. I can see what you're saying, and I want to feel the same way, but unfortunately manufacturers they're in business, and the purpose of business is essentially, typically, to make profits. Now, my business philosophy is to bring value which returns a profit in the end, but the first step is to bring value. But regardless, profits are a big part of any business, regardless of your business philosophy, unless it's like a non-profit type of thing. So with that being said, the market for manual transmissions just today in America is not really sustainable. Most people don't want manual transmission cars. Manual transmission cars are hard to sell. Even companies like Ferrari, they were unable to sell a lot of their manual models. The only thing that I'm confused about, and you guys can comment below and let me know what you think about this, is it's America and other countries. I don't know which are the other countries, but I know America, we're very much into automatic cars. In Europe, a lot of manual cars. With that in mind, how is it that it makes business sense to eliminate the manual transmissions based on sales numbers? Is it the fact that America and whatever other countries that are automatic biased, their part of the market is so significant as to kind of forget about the Europeans type of thing? I don't know. What's the ratio of countries that are more into manuals versus those that are more into automatics? And you got to look at those numbers and see if it makes sense as far as a sales perspective goes. Like Ferrari, for example. Ferrari got rid of the manual transmission cars. So where are all the Ferrari cars being sold? Where are the customers? America, Europe, where are they, and what kind of cars are typically being driven in those countries? So that's something to think about. All right, moving along. We have, let's see, Kenneth Washington hearing this review is definitely getting an auto. Hearing this review, I'm definitely getting an auto 214 Mustang. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. How many has? Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. I was going to get a manual, but you persuaded me otherwise. That was weird. It's a weird effect. Let's see what he says. Why do you say that? I would love to learn how to drive a manual, but the reason being I don't have the skill you have, and I'm a vet with bad back problems, and I want to lean back a little. Ha ha ha. All right, so it's more convenient to drive an automatic for him. Dude, I want one too. Either 13, 14, those are my favorite. I don't really care if it's a V6 or V8 as long as it's a manual. So Hurricane is a manual fan. Chris Carter, what up, Mr. Carter? Welcome back. Welcome. Is it welcome back, Mr. Carter, or Carter? Carter or Carter? I don't know. That's another old man joke, by the way, for you young subscribers. The hell with automatic. I hate that pop-up thing that always happens. Chris Carter, stop popping up in my video. Anyway, to hell with automatic. Some people like it, but to me, automatic takes the fun of driving away. Plus, it takes skills to use in the manual. Majority of people just lazy as hell about it. I agree. You know, we do live in a lazy society. Everything's automatic. Everything's done for you. Even your body, you know, back in the day, people work out, and the old-fashioned way now, it's you go and have surgery. You know, you have surgery. You know, you build up your fake butts and fake eyes and muscles and whatever it is. Everything's artificial. You know, the idea of really getting out there and putting work into something and feeling the pride of the accomplishment of, you know, building something, learning a skill has gone away. Look at even as kids, man. When I was a kid, you know, we had to be inventive. We had to be creative. You know, we didn't have the money. We didn't have technology that we have today. You know, you would go outside and make toys out of anything, out of trees, random sticks, random tires. You know, that's the world that, you know, I'm coming from. And I have to say in my adult life, a lot of that I benefited from. I benefited from a very creative childhood as opposed to a lot of kids today. They don't have that level of creativity. Everything's automatic. Everything's, you know, sit down in your house and then play Xbox. It's all laid out for you. You know, even the car, you don't have to learn how to drive a stick shift. You just, you know, get in the car automatically, let the computer do it for you. You know, sometime in the future, you won't be allowed to drive probably. They're going to probably say, you know, hey, it's better if the cars are all automatic in terms of like actual navigation. Technology is already there. Mercedes-Benz is already experimenting with some technology right now where the cars will automatically drive themselves. So, you know, I mean, who would have thought that we would come to the situation that we're in now? I'm pretty sure way back before automatic transmissions, the idea that one day the transmission would be automatic and that would be the dominant thing is like sci-fi. Like, who's going to want that, you know? But here it is today. So now I'm going to say, oh, in the future, you know, cars will drive themselves. What kind of craziness is that? Well, how long is it going to be before, you know, mankind realizes, you know what I mean, that we're constantly changing, man. You cannot dismiss something like who's going to want to do that or whatever. You know, time changes, especially with technology. A lot of stuff that we're doing now is commonplace. You know, not even 10 years ago, 20 years ago, unheard of. You know, but yet we automatically adjust to it and kind of we forget where we came from. Like people say stuff like, you know, how can you not have a cell phone? Hey, man, people were without cell phone for a long time, my friend. Long time they were without cell phones and they were okay. Not saying cell phones don't offer certain advantages, but the idea that, you know, you can't somehow manage without a cell phone, it's like, come on. Anyway, thanks for your comment, Chris Carter. 10, this guy's got 10 thumbs up. Manual equals better. Controllability and constant reminder that, hey, cars require participation. Yes. That sounded a little dirty. If more people drove stick, we wouldn't have texting and driving, eating, and complacent driving. I think that's a little strong. We wouldn't have as much of it, but you can still text and do all that stuff while driving a stick shift. It's still possible, just not as convenient. And a lot of people use that argument, but this would just be, I think, a major reduction in those kind of distracted driving things. And I think you'd have much more skilled drivers, you know, if they were more manual drivers. But you can still do those things with a manual in terms of distractions. That's the ultimate problem right there: texting and doing everything else. Yeah, baby, yeah. All right, so let's see what we got going. Manual all day, you're in more control. Yeah, Dave Russell is a control freak, just like me. Ha! The truth comes out. Bum, 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 bum. Who else? My car only has 143 horsepower, but only weighs 2,400 pounds. What kind of car is that? Lauren Huck. Lauren! Oh, man. Lauren, you are my best friend right now. Can I click on the Google Plus right from here? That'd be nice. Oh, I just learned something new. Nice. Well, I'm already following you. Nice. All right. Thanks for your comment. All right. So I already added you. I was going to add you right there. Anyway, some more on Carlyle. Zone Television. Zone Television had a really weird kind of conversation here. He posted a link to the dictionary trying to say, you know, that the paddle shifters is by definition manual, but if you look at his own definition, he says done with hands. So manual is done with hands, and a thing operated or done by hand rather than automatically. So, how does a paddle shift car physically get from gear to gear? Do you do it by hand? Do you physically move the gears? So if you're in first gear position, do you physically move something downwards to get into that second gear? Or do you just click a button and all that's required to move into gear to gear is done by the computer automatically? Again, you press one button and then everything happens automatically. It's not just one thing. You have to disengage the gear, you have to consider how much throttle is going on, you have to go into the next gear, then you have to engage that gear, you have to get back on the throttle. Who's doing all of that? The computer, automatically. And again, none of the changing of the gears is done with hands. None of it at all, because clicking the button does not change any gears. Turn off your car and flick the button and see what happens. Absolutely nothing, because it's all electronic. It's all done by the computer, not by you. A standard car, you can change gears with the car on or off. It does not matter, because you are the one doing it manually. You are changing the gears with your hands. All right, so I'm not sure why there is such a confusion. I mean, it seems like a very, very basic concept. I mean, even you're sending me the definition right here, and the definition is agreeing with what I'm saying, but yet there's still a confusion. When you relinquish control of gear selection to a mechanism, then it becomes autonomous or automatic. So what it's referring to is an automatic mode, which the paddle shift cars have. Like a Ferrari, you can go into auto mode where you can totally relinquish the control of the gear selection, and the computer will do everything for you. So you just drive it like a regular automatic car. And I just wanted to use this opportunity to comment on something else people were saying. So you got 3 thumbs up for that. Some people were saying about how, it's manual because you're the one that's pressing and deciding when to change the gears or whatever. And here's a point. Here's a point that I would like to illustrate. A classic automatic car. Let's take a look at one right now. So we have a classic shifter in an automatic car. This is more manual than a paddle shifter. So that's the thing. If you are claiming that it's automatic because of the fact that you're the one that's actually deciding on when to change the gears, like you're manually making that decision, as if the manual part of manual transmission is the decision making. The automatic is in the changing of the gears, not necessarily in the decision making. It's the fact that the process is automatically done as opposed to you doing it manually. But if you're going to say it has to do with you making a decision, well, guess what? This car is more manual than a paddle shifter. Again, this is more manual than a paddle shifter. With a paddle shifter car, all you have to do is click a button and everything else is done for you. With this car, you have to do more manually by yourself. All you're doing is requesting the gears to be changed. Here, I have to unlock this stick by pressing that button. That's in a way, but not really. It's kind of like you pressing down a clutch pedal. So this button becomes like your clutch pedal. It doesn't allow you to change gears until you press this button, like how you would press a clutch pedal, right? So you press that button, then you have to manually move and change to the different gear selections. With a low gear, that's the equivalent of first gear. Second gear, I'm getting conflicting information on that, whether second gear limits you to second gear. I know second gear will put you in second, like if you're in low, which is first, but I don't know if second goes to third as well. But bottom line is, you can manually select these options. First gear, second gear, drive, which is like automatic in a Ferrari, a modern Ferrari, that'd be the automatic mode where it's going to keep changing up and down depending on your speed. And then you have reverse, which is another gear, which you can manually select, physically moving the stick. Now, you're not actually moving the gears, but you're doing a lot more manually than you would with a paddle shifter. All right, so if that's your argument, is the fact that you're the one clicking the button, you think that's manual, well, guess what? You're doing a lot more manually with this kind of automatic car. So this is actually, if a paddle shifter is a manual, then so is this. And basically that means every car is a manual. if that's the guideline that you're using. All right, so I'm going to end this video right now. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more videos where I respond to your comments right here in Carlyle's Picks. When you subscribe, it's a two-step process. Click on the subscribe button, then click on the gear icon, then click on send me updates and save. It's that simple. I'll do it again. Subscribe, click on the gear icon, click on send me updates, click on save, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching.